This video contains some of the worst audio known to man. You have been warned.
I'm Fork, and this is Pro POVs, a series where I cover, break down, and show you some key moments from pro matches played in Deadlock's Fight Night, from the perspective of the players. As always, you can find the builds from this video in-game. You can just type the build names that you see on your screen in-game, or copy and paste them from the video description. If one of the players played their hero multiple times, then that build will include items from all of those games. For example, Jamside played Infernus 3 times, and Hoot played Calico twice. So all the variations are in the build, and they're labeled and all that cool stuff. Without further ado, we are covering 3 games from the EU region. First, the Abrahams vs. One Win BO1, where Abrahams came out on top as per usual. You're going to be spectating Jamside's Infernus. Here he is laying with Hoot on the Calico versus Flammable Sinclair and Empty Dreams on Wraith. In this lane, these two heroes are playing into a losing matchup. On top of Sinclair just being one of the best laners, Sinclair and Wraith outrange Calico and Infernus, and just have a mass amount of long-range harass. Jamside ends up going rapid rounds, extra regen, and extended mag, and actually opts to immediately upgrade into Titanic mag and Swift Striker when he gets the souls. He puts his first 3 points into his Flame Dash, and goes on to max his passive after that.
What the heck? Turn them to ashes!
They lose their tower pretty fast, and what we're gonna see here is Jamside buys another 2 gun items, opening rounds, and Soul Shredder. His build is focused around farming. With all this early damage from his 2 skills and all these gun items, he can run around clearing the camps and waves in record time. So there might be some confusion as to why gun items are good on Infernus, and the reason honestly is Infernus' gun is just good to help farm early, and your 1 with Jamside max after his passive amps all your damage, including your bullets and melee.
Walker is under attack. Got something for you. It's my time.
And a bit later, he even gets Fortitude, which is great for staying on the map and farming, and again, you do actually care about your gun damage on Infernus, so you get that double dip, as it were. Quicksilver and Toxic Bullets are about as standard as it comes for this hero, and I would say your damage is great after you get these. But then he gets Infuser, and this is a huge power spike. Specifically, once he has these 3 items, he is very strong. So yeah, he is fully online right now, and this is when a big fight at the mid-boss happens.
The Rejuvenator is descending. Take him down! What? Stop right there! He's doing that, reversed it!
Don't stop firing!
It's rewind time.
He applies his burn and toxic bullets to the ulting warden to reduce his healing, and then also applies it on Wraith before going in with his dash and ult. The Kelvin secures the rejuve, which was previously done, and then this was very much a close call against the magician here, but he gets the parry and just deletes him with these items. After the rejuve, Abraham's kinda just chokes them out on the map, and the game gets pretty straightforward from here on. Abrahams are sweeping the map, out farming them and taking any fight that happens on neutral ground.
On the move. I see target.
So something that good players do is always filling their slots, hence why you might see these late Mystic vulnerabilities and extra charges. It's to fill his flex slots efficiently before he has the money to cap off his build with Burst Fire, Spirit Rend, and Spiritual Overflow, which are all just standard endgame options that are always great on Infernus.
I see Wraith. Burn it down.
Moving on to game 1 of VP versus Abrahams, we will be spectating Hoot on Pocket, who freaking owned this game.
Coming for you, Listic.
He started laning with Saf on Geis versus the Michael as Shiv and the Obakim Mo. So he starts off with Cloak into Satchel and buys Close Quarters into straight Cold Front, trying to burst these squishy low-level heroes. This gives him another nuke and another thing that gets amped by his barrage. Fun fact about Pocket that I feel like can be underutilized is his light melee.
Here's a segment from an old scrapped video explaining it.
Pocket randomly has the highest base light melee damage in the game at 75. Must be because he smacks you with that briefcase. Because every other hero in this game has 63, except Ivy and Yamato. Ivy's being a measly 54, and Yamato's sitting at a nice 69 with that sword of hers. Still doesn't hit as hard as the briefcase though.
And here's this shit.
I'll do whatever it takes to keep this case from my father. The inevitable comes for us all.
While his heavy is average damage. Definitely something to keep in mind during the laning phase.
I'm coming for that ass.
What are you doing? Fucking sand.
Coronavirus! Oh shit!
Psych!
Where are they?
What the fuck is that? Holy Jesus.
I'm going in. I want your soul!
Nope.
Fucking sand.
I don't like sand.
Enough.
After that, Hoot ends up with a lead in this lane by his Enchanter's Emblem and a pretty early Majestic Leap. So I point this out because Majestic Leap doesn't seem like the best laning item, but it's a lot better nowadays since it gives that 350 barrier, same as for example Reactive Barrier, which you could have bought instead versus the Mo, but this makes it so you can reliably connect his ult and just skills better into the mid game. So Hoot actually goes Backstabber here, so a lot of pockets go Mystic Shot instead. Interesting that he prefers Backstabber.
I'll be back. I'm back.
Don't have much time.
These days, pockets mainly play around their ult, and that is what Hoot maxes first. And on top of that, he buys Spirit Cooldown, Duration Extender, and Mystic Expansion. Warp Stone is standard for some extra mobility, and then we got a Bear Power Spike and Mystic Burn. Pocket is one of the best heroes in the game to trigger this item, and it gives you another nuke and the highest anti-heal in the game. This combined with Max Pocket Ult means that heroes like Warden and Shiv are absolutely screwed if they get hit by it, especially since the only way to remove Pocket Ult is locked behind a 6k item. And again, what we saw last game after the big 6k item Power Spike, Abrahams goes straight for MidBoss. And VP just wasn't ready here, so they get it for free. The net worth is even here. This is an illegal MidBoss. So Hoot hits a 3-man ult here. They go for the walkers, they don't quite get it, have to back, and what ends up happening is Abrahams does an Ehren bait, which ends up forcing 4 VP heroes to the Ehren, leaving only 2 to defend their walkers. Abraham ends up scoring 2 full walkers off this, losing the Ehren and the 2 heroes delivering it. But then again, wrapping to the Ehren spot and killing the heroes that delivered the Ehren. Since they have Rejuve, it's a great trade, because when Pocket and Sinclair respawn, VP still doesn't have their Holiday and Calico, so Abrahams ends up getting the next Ehren. This game, Hoot decides to go for the Silence Wave. I think Silence Wave is honestly super solid right now on Spirit heroes like Pocket and Lash, and especially nice when enemies have any escape abilities, and he upgrades his duration and expansion. Then we get another mid-boss attempt by Abrahams as VP is again caught with their pants down. This time because they were delivering the Ehren and they just barely make it to mid-boss, but Abrahams ends up getting that rejuve and the fight goes kind of even, slightly VP favored. But Abrahams got that rejuve, so they sieged VP's base. So while the net worth stayed pretty close for the majority of this game, they even ended on even net worth, Abrahams had a huge objective advantage and initially began to snowball from that Ehren bait. And of course, gotta mention those 2 illegal mid-bosses that gave them those pushes. For our last game, we got another feature from Hoot, who is on the Calico this time, laning with Saint on 7 versus the Michael Ass Pocket and Sharik's Mirage. He skills his Gloom Bombs and then puts his first 2 points into the 2 later. For lane, he first gets melee lifesteal and then once again rushes Cold Front. Hoot favors the nuke and added kill potential this item offers. He buys it before the Spirit Strike even. Tower down! Once again, he gets Emblem and Backstabber, just like he did on his pocket. From here on, he puts all his points into his ultimate. Honestly, Calico ultimate upgrades are very, very nice. You get minus cooldown, 80 damage, and move speed, and then a 30% increase to all your damage for 5 seconds, as well as refunding all your ability cooldowns. This is big. This is what enables you to burst heroes early game. It makes you always have cat into ult, into cat. So you can use cat to engage, ult again, and then get out if you have to. At this point, he is ahead in net worth and pretty strong. So he gets enduring speed plus fortitude to move around on the map. And as we can see, he can just cat and clear boxes so easily as he steals enemy jungle here at 12-11. Calico is probably the best hero in the game for box maxing, and she's fantastic at stealing enemy jungle, just because you're so hard to kill and stealthy with that cast. So he buys Spirit Snatch and Compressed Cooldown. Those are standard picks on this hero, and interestingly, he bought a late healing right, and it seems he bought it just for the sprint speed and ends up selling it later. For Torment Pulse. And after the Torment Pulse, he gets the Scourge. It is definitely a power spike. These two items mean you deal a lot of damage to people by just kind of standing there, and Scourge also gives you a lot of Spirit Res on the active. So they take a fight here, and you'll notice a pattern in this video. Abraham's taking fights, and these particular heroes taking fights when they get their builds online. So he picks up a Phantom Strike since he already has damage, and just needs to stick on heroes, and Abraham's go mid-boss. Heroes dead, VP cannot contest it, so they get it for free and get an earn right after. They mount a push after. And although they don't win the fight, they got some objectives. VP is already lacking objectives here. And at 32 minutes, they manage to win a fight, this time in a good position for Abraham's. Wipe VP, who has an exposed patron. They were already 40k behind at this point, and Abraham's had 2 walkers, so they didn't have the rejuve there, but that fight was a safe bet because of those 2 other factors. Abrahams ends up taking the series 2-0, a historic achievement since VP has been so dominant in EU fight nights up to this point. And yeah, that about does it for our pro POVs. Again, you can check out all these builds, and I hope this video inspires you to maybe try out some of these heroes now that you've seen how the pros do it. And of course, I'll be covering more heroes, more builds from future fight nights and other tournaments that might pop up in Deadlock. So subscribe if you like this content format and get excited for those future tourneys. And I gotta address this, I'm reading all the comments. I know about the mic.
Please get a better mic.
Good video, but brother, you gotta ditch the Xbox 360 mic.
People tell me I sound like I'm using an Xbox 360 microphone wrapped in a wet sock.
Please put more effort into your audio editing. Your voice is much too loud. Music is too low. Also, you may want to invest in a better microphone. I am sure 20 bucks would get you farther than what you are using now. And a pop filter, you can even improvise and make one yourself with a nylon sock and some wire.
I'm getting a new mic soon.